Hello everybody and welcome back for some more Hark of the Swarm action. This is episode 3, which will make me in the second placement match for my ladder matches. Today I'll be fighting Boo Slayer, all in caps lock, who is playing Protoss in the upper left corner, while I, of course, am Terran and Blue, the superior color, in the bottom right corner, and we'll see how we do today. I can't really remember exactly what I did in this match. I played this match back on the weekend. It is now Wednesday, and I want to make sure that I get it out so that I can at least do 3 matches a week. That's my goal. I want to try and get at least 3 videos out a week so that I can populate this channel and give you people something to watch, and hopefully enjoy, and leave a comment on, and maybe like, and who knows, maybe even subscribe. We'll see. I'm not asking for it. I'm just hoping you enjoy playing along with me. And speaking of playing along, I have no idea why I just built this supply depot right here. I must be playing. Because usually, depending on whatever I play, I like to wall off against everything. I think what I did in this match is I remember hearing somewhere, and I can't remember where, that it's not necessary to wall off against Protoss. So instead of putting a nice little wall right here by this ramp, which is at the north side of my base, as you can see on my map right here, I decided, well, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to use this mess of buildings right here to make it hard for him to come in and attack my little SCV workers back here. That was my thought. We'll see if it actually pans out. So what am I doing right now? I'm scouting up here, and we'll see what there is to see up in his base. And it looks like I'm going to see... Oh, the 2 pylons that we've got here. He's got 2 pylons going in. And this... Oh, and I just missed my little SCV get taken out by a massive surround from these probes. Now that's some sick micro right there. Got a cybernetics core going up. No units on the play yet, just a massive chrono boost to the Nexus, getting those probes out. He's at 17 of 24. Where am I at? 13 of 24. Just built an SCV, and what's on the way next? I hope it's an orbital command because I'm way behind. There it is, orbital command. Awesome. I've got 2 barracks up now. Well, 1 barracks is up and finally cranking out a marine, and apparently is attaching a supply depot. Supply depots to barracks don't actually do anything. That's a pro tip. So hopefully I will lift this barracks off, put a tech lab or a reactor on it at some point. Not anytime soon, since I have no gas from either of these geysers yet. No second base, still 14 workers. This sort of janky looking wall off here will certainly protect from absolutely nothing, but I think it might. We'll see. At least I pretend it might. Got 2 marines out here guarding the ramp, and this probe is not going to see anything coming. And it gets away? Yep, it gets away. He hits a probe away, and he's already on his second base, starting this base up over here at the natural. Still not producing any actual units from his base, though. He's got chrono boost on the cybernetics core, researching warp gates. Okay, he's going to start bringing them in really quickly. That probe is just sitting over here chilling. He's going to relax. He's waiting, and I'm hoping that he doesn't do any crazy proxy pylon stuff on me, but we'll see. Protoss likes to build pylons. Oh, what's coming in? Up, 3 more gateways. He's going for the 4 gate. Now, beyond the 4 gate play, I have no exactly idea what that does. I don't play Protoss. I just know that if I see Protoss 4 gating, they know more about the game than I do, and I usually die. But we'll see. We've got a probe transferred down to the 2nd Nexus. And he's got more probes coming in, and it looks like the warp gates... What's this? Warp gates are still building. They're on their way. What have I got? I've got a bit of a sizable army at this point. I could have actually gone in there. He's got no units to defend himself. If I was to go in there right now, what's he looking at? He doesn't even have any minerals to build any army. If I went in there right now with these units, I could probably win the game. But no, I don't usually attack early. I've got... How many units do I have here? 3, 6, 9, 10, 11. 11 marines would just mow through that base. He's still got no minerals enough to, not enough to build anything. Oh, he's warping in a stalker. Got his pylon down here. Yep, he'll have his first unit at the 7-minute mark, whereas I have, oh, well up to, what is this, 15 Marines now? Not doing quick math. He's got 2 Stalkers and a Sentry at the moment. All sorts of craziness going on. And the 4 gates just became warp gates. Right. Alright, 10 units down here on his second Nexus, 18 up here. I'm still on my first base. Only got 14 or 15 SCVs on there, and he needs to pause. Alright, so I'm going to be the good guy, and I'll say pause. So we pause, come back in. Thank goodness that the replay doesn't record the pause time, because that would have made this a pain to edit. He is supply blocked at 52-52. I'm getting close to supply blocked at 51, or 47 of 51. He's got an observer out. Second, more pylons, more warp gates. This is far more than a 4-gate, because he hasn't seen any aggression yet. I have not done anything with my units. He's got 2 Stalkers back here just waiting in case of a drop. I've got +1 shield, +1 armor, stim on the way, more Marauders, more Marines, and he's bringing in a robotics bay. That robotics bay, I know I've talked about the robotics facility. The robotics facility cannot actually build Colossus without a robotics bay. So every time I keep saying that somebody puts down a robotics facility and saying they're after Colossus, I don't know what I'm talking about. But I'll learn. We're getting new at this. I'm still new at caster. We'll see. Alright, my force is finally moving out. I'm hoping that by the time they get there, they'll have +1 and stim on the way. They have no support other than just this little line of Marines, and they're going to come face to face with a giant wall of Stalkers. And we've got a little engagement. They're baiting the Stalkers. That's not working. Come on up, guys. Let's see what happens. They're on the attack, man. Get that Stalker before it comes in. A pretty sweet separation with the force field there. Just separates my units, and his Stalkers just chew through them. I've got a little bit left. I'm fighting this army, but this Immortal here and this warp in of Stalkers is just going to take me out the rest of the way. So, oh well. That was a good engagement. I thought I did okay. Didn't do as well as I could have, but what would have really helped me is if I continued to push. If I would have had this group right here just continue to go up and whittle at these, and maybe even set my my rally point from my barracks to right here so that I could keep pushing into his base and taking out all of his new materials every single time. Because he's still running... Oh, nope, he's floating a lot of minerals now. He's got a good 1,000 up there. Building... What's he building over here? We've got some pylons, more pylons. And here comes the extended thermal lance for Colossus. He's building Colossus. I finally got my second base at the 11-minute mark. That's way late for as slow as I'm doing over here. Got my mules, got one Stalker, or not Stalker, one SCV just chilling over here again by these supply depots. He's not doing anything. How many of these guys do I have not doing anything? Well, I can't find that at the moment. But, let's see here. Where was I? Production back to D. What's coming on? He's still got extended thermal lance. A ton of zealots coming in. I'm still building. I'm building marauders. I have 2 marauders on the way from 3 barracks. Oh, got 2 marines coming in. 1 factory finally down and now a starport. And he's got quite a sizable army building up right here above my base, getting ready to come in and take it out. And he can see everything I'm doing. He's got this observer just parked right above my base, and do I have any anti-air? Nope. No missile turrets, no detection. I can't see it. He knows exactly what I've got, and he knows that, well, you know, alright, proxy pylon coming in at 13-minute mark. And he's going to start bringing in Colossus. We've got Colossus on the way. I've got my starport. Can he see my starport? Let me see. He does. He sees my starport, sees my factory. He knows what's going on. He has absolute visibility, knows everything that I'm doing. He knows that there's nothing really going to come his way. And we've got my units moving out, and his units, yep, right in to meet him. He moved at the exact same time, and now we're just sort of messing around over here, hoping something happens. He can't Oops, sees the starport, sees the swap. He will see the swap, knows that medevacs are on the way, and he's pushing in. He's got his first Colossus out, and his units are coming to meet mine, and they're just going to wipe the floor. There's a stim, probably the worst stim in the world. Just going to ruin these units, give them a lot less health. They're pulling back. They won that engagement, but this Colossus is coming in. It's just going to mow up the rest of my Marines. Just going to chew through them. Oh, no, it's not. Sweet. I've still got a force, and they're going to push forward. And what do? Keep pushing, keep pushing. No, I don't. I turn back. I turn back and stop. He had no units. He had enough to build a second wave, but I could have pushed this farther, and I didn't. I see his Stalker come in from the south. His Stalkers, he's got a little bit of a group of force down here at this proxy pylon. His Stalker's going to come in and pick at my base, and all that is going to do is force me to retreat. That is a smart move right there. Not paying attention when I could have walked in here and probably taken out the rest of his base and at least poked back. Instead, he keeps poking at me with no retaliation. My units here are basically just there to soak up the attacks that he's sending at me because I haven't done anything to him. I've got another little force building up. That should be enough to take out this Stalker. If he doesn't retreat, yep, got it, didn't lose anything there. I noticed this little expansion here, and my Marauders just tear it down. Thanks to these medevacs, I've got a little bit of healing on the way, so my Marines are a little bit tougher, and my Marauders are going to stick around a little bit longer, and that gets rid of his ability to warp units in right near me. But still, he's got this force back here that's just building and building and building, and he's got Zealot legs on the way. They're going to be able to charge into my units. Ground weapons finally +1. I've got +1/+1 for a long time, but it hasn't been doing anything much for me because I just haven't had the unit composition to actually take him out. So you have any other tech back in his base? He's got a Templar Archive or Twilight Council on the way. I don't see any Templar Archives. I see lots of robotics bays. He's building lots of Colossus. I don't see any cannons. If I would have gone air, Banshees would have been great. He's going up to his third base. I've got a Thor out. Thor won't do very well against the Zealots around or the high impact or high damage shots from these phase disruptors on the Immortals. I go ground army a lot. And ground army versus Protoss, I don't know. I don't know the strategies, but it's looking like for me a ground army unless you've got an absolutely overwhelming force, which he's getting to have, bringing in more Zealots. The two Colossus here are just murder against my Marines, which, yeah, I've got a very small army. A lot of Marauders, more Marauders than I probably need, not enough Marines, 2 Thors on the field. Those Thors are just going to melt to these Immortals. How many Immortals does he have? 1, 2, 3. There's at least 3 in there. You can't see under these fat Colossus. They just stand there in the middle of the field, bobbing their little heads, having a good old time, just sort of chilling. They got their earphones in. And I see his army. Got a scan coming in. And what do I do with it? Absolutely nothing. He's got his third base. He's got probe transfer on the way, so he's going to have coverage to his third base. His first base is all mined out, and we've got movement. He's moving down to the bottom of his ramp. This would have been a perfect opportunity if I had any sort of air force, but I have none. The only air force I have are these medevacs, 6 medevacs in here to protect not a very large amount of biological units. I've just got regular, Marines with +1/+1. I haven't upgraded them since then. This Thor's going to get spotted. Yep, spotted and hit with the lance. He knows what's got. We've got these group up here, and they're just going to walk right into this lance. And I had all my units attack the Colossus. And all that did was just the Colossus moved back, and it wiped out my entire force. And that was pretty much it. I've got a few little Marines tootling on to the sides. These medevacs are running. 1 brave Viking. I got 1 anti-air Viking out. Vikings can actually attack Colossus since they're so big. But he has so many different, he has so many units, he just mows over, and there comes the GG. That was a good game, well played. I had many opportunities where I could have walked in there and actually done something with this, but I've got to get past my fear. I have a fear of overcommittal and running in, but I suppose, you know, it's better to run in and actually poke at the enemy and give them a hard time than just sit back and turtle and absorb, you know, all his attacks. Because if I'm poking and I lose, at least I'm doing something. But if I'm sitting back here and just building Marines and waiting until I've got a force that I think is big enough to go in and just sitting and fiddling around, I'm gonna get mowed over. So, oh well, it's a learning experience. I'm not here to win every single match. I'm here to have fun, and I hope you have fun, and I hope my casting can get better with this, and I hope you enjoyed. So have a great day, and thanks for watching. I will see you next time.